our natural thought process, our natural telepathic power has all been stripped away, dumbed down by all the pretty Disney lights and cameras and TV shows and sports teams and everything and this popcorn and this ice cream and the
Have you ever read Kaczynski?
what?
Have you ever read Kaczynski? The
No.
Unabomber?
No. Why? Does he say all this stuff?
I don't agree with his tactics of killing people.
Sure.
Definitely not. I'm against that completely.
Yeah.
100%. But he wrote his like manifesto, which is also in book form, which in some like fugue state. I don't know how I did it. I was watching a documentary on him, and like the next day, this thing showed up on my doorstep, which I never would have ordered on Amazon, but like something like compelled me to do it. But it's really fascinating because he talks about like what it is to why we're totally unhappy and we can't live in this technological society. It's called technological slavery. And he says there's 4 things, if I can remember what they are, that we need to be happy. And it's like you have to do important work. It has to be achievable. You have to do it with autonomy, and it has to be hard. I think that's it. But so if you can get someone else to buy it for you and send it to you in a brown wrapped paper, I'll do that for you if you want.
Well, to me, the reason why so many people struggle is your basic human needs are you have a soul. You got to nurture your soul, not nurture your belly, not nurture your cravings, not nurture your soul. We all have a spirit. Everybody has a spirit. I don't even think that's debatable. Science can never define spirit because science are nothing but people that guess. They're just guessers. Family, your role in society, faith. A mom, a father, you create life together. You create new spirits, new souls, and you nurture them to continue just the way a tree will drop a seed or something, and then the seed will thing, and then this will nurture it, and then it'll grow, and new life grows. Whatever this disease is, like the whatever disease that controls everyone, we'll call it government, we'll call it news, we'll call it culture, whatever funky, fun sales point words they come up with are not the way to naturally live. And I don't know if it's the beginning of people recognize that. I don't know.
Well, if it's so natural, it won't stop popping up. The only thing I worry about is if they start putting stuff in there that literally alters your genes. Our only hope is that there is a God, because if they can really fundamentally change the nature of man, that's the only thing that I'm really worried about. Because
they're trying hard. And this is what I ask people too, Monica. Everyone praises someone like Bill Gates. Why? Because he's a billion. If that guy had $8,
right.
If he was your neighbor and he came over, if Bill Gates was your neighbor and he came over and says, we have to depopulate humanity. We have to everyone, and we have to block out the sun, and we have to create new mosquitoes that have GMO in it, and they go around. You'd say, right. The first thing you do is get on the phone and call the local authorities. Go, I got a lunatic talking about murdering people. When you say depopulate, it's a nice word for murder.
Like, who would win in a fight?
We need to depopulate. You need to murder humans. If I were to go outside and say, we need to murder half the population, and you change that word to depopulate, now all of a sudden you're a genius.
Like, what would Hank Hill do?
What is wrong with humanity that you
his ass?
if you don't believe in being under a spell, then that's another thing you're out of your mind with. Listen, boobies can put you. Monica, I don't mean it right now, but if you were to go like this and
maybe
do
on
the whole
Patreon.
interview, if you were to do the interview like that, I'd be under a spell and I wouldn't be able to think, and I'd be just look. I'm under a spell. I can't think right.
Yeah. It's this. This casts the spell.
Yes, spells exist. Bill Gates, we need to depopulate. People say we need to depopulate. That's a nice word for murder. Prove me wrong. What does depopulate mean? How do we get rid of people? How stupid is humanity for not even questioning that?
And they say it's super nice. Like if you read The Atlantic, it'll say there's an article by Rahm Emanuel's brother. I think it was in The Atlantic, saying people at 75, we should just kill them all. Something like that. And he says it like it'd be the humane thing to do. And when I'm 75, I'm happy to do it. And it's like, why? Just because you use good grammar doesn't mean you're not a sick bastard. I mean,
this is what cracks me up. The minute you start really listening to what the programs tell you and you dissect the words, you realize they are psychotic, evil lunatics. And everyone's just like, yeah, we're gonna. I heard my daughter say one time, going, Dad, there's too many people on the earth. I went, do you know how much land? Do you know how much land is out there that nobody lives on? That is the dumbest statement I ever heard in my life. Oh, there's not enough people. Have you traveled?
They could all live in Rhode Island.
Have you traveled anywhere? There's plenty of land to put people. Plenty. Holy crap. We're building in deserts. We're building in swamps. We're building in oceans. We're building everywhere. They built an island in Belize so a cruise ship could show up and dump people off.
Upstate New York. Trees as far as the eye can see. As far as the eye can see. Upstate New York, which has been colonized for hundreds of years just by hyper-colonizers.
It is, and colonizing is a nice word for raping and killing and taking over your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to land on the rock, and then we're going to go in there. We're going to take the women the way we want. We're going to enslave the children.
Because the people who live there don't have souls. That was
we're
their
gonna
argument.
because they're soulless, and then we're gonna educate them, and then we're gonna make them live our way. and then the
You're
other
welcome.
guy's like, right, and the other guy goes, "Well, we can't name it that, sir. We'll call it. We need to what do you call it? Modernize and create." Civilized. That's a good one. Oh, they love the word civilized. That's a great one. Civilized and colonized.
Progress.
We'll call it progress and colonize. Oh, colonize. Oh, I like these pretty words. People love pretty words. Now we need to send them to school. Yeah. Depopulate. We need to murder. Hold on, I got this. We need to depopulate. Or as Kermit the Frog, Bill Gates would say, we need to depopulate.